Welcome to another show of A Little Bit Left, A Little Bit Right with myself, Tim Hill, and Dave Morgan.
Hey, good to be back.
Well, of course. Where you been, man? I haven't seen you.
Well, I started out a couple months ago. I had to go out to Wilmington, Delaware for Amtrak. I've been with Amtrak 21 years. So I went out there and went through the locomotive engineer program again, which I went
Failed
through.
the first one?
Failed, yeah, miserably. No, back in 1994, I actually got my engineer license with Amtrak. And I was off a period for a little health issue with my heart stents. So I had to go back and take the class again, which it's not as much fun. The older you get, it's not as much fun. But it's a 9-week course. It's in Wilmington, Delaware. It's pretty impressive, actually. So I was out there for 9 weeks.
All right, well, great,
Missed most of the snow.
Oh,
Which
really?
was good, yes.
Now, for an engineer, what do you do for the...
Well, locomotive engineers, of course, we operate the train. I guess normally you would call them a driver. You know, you drive the train. So you're up there. Normally you're by yourself. Anytime it's a under 6-hour trip, it's a single engineer. Anything 6 hours or more is two, 6 to 12 hours. So it's intense. I took flying lessons when I was in high school, and I think operating a train is harder than flying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you wonder, I mean, you're on a track, you know, I mean, what...
You would think,
you
yeah,
just
you would
sit
think it'd be
back and watch
simple.
TV or something.
It's a lot of memorization. You know, if you think about if you drove your car from Battle Creek to Chicago and you had to be able to tell out of memory every curve, every speed, every off, ramp, that's what we do. And yeah, it's quite extensive.
Okay.
Yep. And then, of course, recently, I had the issue. You came up to the hospital to see me, so that was nice, and got to meet your lovely wife, and that was fun.
She gave you hell.
Yeah, she did. Kidney stone. I don't recommend them for anybody. That was miserable. So now I'm back for season 2. We already did our first show with Bob Wolf, who was excellent, and ready to go. So we've got some great guests coming on, I see, for the next few shows, and it'll be fun.
It's going to be a great season, and hopefully on our website out there, if you have any ideas for guests or any kind of questions, please send in an email or let us know, because it's any ideas. We're entertaining any ideas out there. So.
And we still have the same staff.
Oh, really?
Our co-workers, actually, Autumn Smith, Johnny Cash, and Harry Marshall. We did win an award, if you want to tell them.
I don't know, because I haven't seen my award, so I have no clue.
You didn't get your award?
No, I don't rate.
We were picked as the most informative show on Access Vision, which was quite an honor. So for our first year, that was pretty impressive.
Oh, all right, all right. Well, what do you want to talk about today? It's pretty much an open book day.
Open forum.
Yeah, not much to...
Well, as you know, I stepped down as the party chair for Calhoun County.
You did a good job as a chair over there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was Democratic Party chair for a year and a half, and I think we had a pretty good run. We got a lot of things done, and I was proud of the year and a half, and just recently stepped down.
Okay. So, let me ask you this: what are some of the issues you see that are facing the county?
Well, in the county, absolutely the roads are number one. I'm a former police officer, and I look at the roads, it's become not only just a nuisance, which everybody sees that. It's decreased property values horribly. You can't drive anywhere, without hitting a pothole. But now it's a safety issue, and I mean it's reached the point that a lot of our roads are dangerous, I think, and it's getting pretty scary. And with the summer coming up, now you've got motorcycles out there. Where, in the winter months, you've got snow impacted in the potholes, and now you won't have that, plus you have motorcycles out there. So it's really a recipe for disaster. So hopefully our county commission gets going.
Gets a home run on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know Penfield, I believe, there's a whole bunch of people meeting over there tonight to discuss, I don't know if they're going to do a millage or if they're going to do a cost per parcel, but I believe Bedford did something like that, a cost per parcel, to help pay for some of the roads. So I'm anxious to hear what's going to happen in Penfield tonight.
Well, I know, with the county's in 100% control of our roads now, the county commissioners, and you're a township supervisor. I prefer, and I think it would be more effective if the township supervisors, yourself, there's Rob Banky out in Penfield and various others, had more control over the say of the roads, because who knows them better than the local official. And you're full-time, they're part-time, the county commissioners. So I would like to see a shift back to the township supervisors to have more input.
Stresses out more.
Oh yeah, give you a little more
Thanks,
work.
appreciate it.
Yeah. That'll probably upset your wife.
Yeah, thank you. We're filming and she's at home right now, so try to get her to come in to be on the show, but she said, no, I'm late. It's still at work, working late. So so what are some of the things that are on your docket here? What's going on with you?
Well, a lot of issues facing Calhoun County and in Michigan, and we both run for office, and I guess I'm going to announce tonight that I will run for state representative.
Oh, okay.
Yep, in the 62nd district, following Kate Siegel, who's terming out and done a fantastic job. I think Kate's been one of the best elected officials that I've met, as far as being personable, being out with the community, pretty much being the type of leader that you would want in office. So I
what
can
you're
only
saying is
hope
you're
to
announcing
follow
tonight.
her. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, I'm going to seek the nomination from the Democratic Party and win the general in November and head to Lansing, and hopefully with you. We need to get you to run too.
For 62nd?
Yeah, 63rd.
63rd.
Yes. And it's not about partisanship. I'm going to be challenged. There's going to be a primary in the Democratic Party. But I really don't think it's so much about the parties, because when you're elected, you represent the people.
Right,
you shouldn't
right.
be elected and be a party puppet. And I think we have way too many of those. Now, Kate isn't. I can say that from a perspective as the party chair. I was always impressed with the way she handled herself. Others I've met pretty much are. And I would like to, of course, you got to represent the people. There's so much at stake now, so many challenges, as you see, as a township supervisor. So a lot of challenges ahead.
I tell you, if I, let's say I did run, but I think the main thing I would probably do is do a bill to change the Public Act 51.
51, yep.
So we can get the money to the townships, and then if the townships could get the money for the roads, then we could decide. We could either contract with the county or contract with local contractors to do the roads. That would be something that you'd want to change. There's a lot of other changes out there, but I mean, what would let's say your platform, what's some of the platforms that you have?
On the road issue, a local preference, of course, where we would hire locally. I know sometimes we see or hear politicians talking about, well, we should contract out to the lowest bidder, and maybe they'll save a couple dollars and all the work goes to people in Grand Rapids. I think we definitely need a local preference where we hire locally, and that money's spent here with our small businesses and in our own communities. So that would be one. Stronger ties with our township supervisors, and I'm not just saying that because you're here. Township supervisors are right there every day with the community. County commissioners pretty much aren't, but they're part-time, so you can't expect them to be out every day.
They get full-time jobs and so forth too, right?
So really, when it comes down to it, locally you need a strong township supervisor and a lot of leadership out of your local community leaders.
I think you're correct. I mean, if you look at my township to be exact, I go in as early as possible. Sometimes 7:30, sometimes 7, and I leave late, 5, 6 o'clock. There's some nights I was leaving at 9 o'clock, not on a board night. Of course, when you wake up and you realize it's time to go. So.
Yeah. And we're texting each other at 6:30 in the morning. Are you going to breakfast?
Oh my gosh! But there's a lot to really look at. I mean, if you really, I see it as a CEO of a corporation, and each municipality is a small corporation. And the heartbeat of your corporation. You drive your roads. You know what potholes are out there. You know what I don't need the road department to tell me how bad my roads are. I don't need it. I drive my roads every day. And matter of fact, my truck is in the shop again for the 3rd time, and my entire front end's gone. And this is a truck I've only had for a year and a half. So it hits home, yes. And I'm not going to, bash the road department. I'm not, because they're trying. But you want to fix the roads, talk to the supervisors.
Right.
And we are the ones that can really help out, and we want to help out. We're eager, like Rob Bankey tonight. He's over there at Penfield, and they're meeting, and they're trying to solve the problem. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to have to be a big check to solve it, to get these done.
And as a state representative, it's the obligation of your state representative to support your local officials and try to bring bring the money back to the community, and that's what we need to do. Strong working commitment, regardless, Republican or Democrat, that's irrelevant, once you're elected. So,
It's the
think there's a
thing.
lot to
I think
gain.
that's key. When I was door knocking and talking to people, some of the people asked me, well, what party are you from? And you tell them, but some of the people didn't. They didn't really care. They wanted, what are you going to do? These are the things that I want to do. And you don't have to write them down. Well, Tim, write these down when you talk to people. I don't have to. It's on my heart. I know what I want to do.
Absolutely.
I want to clean the township up. I want to be able to fix houses or the bad buildings. You want to bring jobs in so people can go to work and make money and pay their bills and pay for the kids' college. That's what I want to do. I want the American dream in Emmett Township, and the only way to do it is to get my roads fixed.
Right.
That's number one. That's number one. No business is going to want to move into a township with a million potholes. But number two is I need to go and start talking to these corporations or these businesses and convince them, hey, we're on the move. We're growing, and we are. Just like, if you do run for the 60s, or actually you are running for the 62nd. Your district, what's your district? You might as well tell
Well,
me.
basically, you've got, Calhoun County, basically. We could get into specifics, but it's all within Calhoun County. So it's a large area. It goes all the way to Albion. So it's a large area. A lot of different challenges wherever you're at. In Albion, we see the challenge with the school. We lost our high school. Here we see funding for education being lowered at the state level, and that's unacceptable. 70% of our incarcerated people never finished high school. So that statistic alone should tell you how important, the education system is, and we need a strong adult education system so people that made a bad choice early in life have a chance to go back and become successful.
And that's a great thing about America. If you screw up, you have a second chance or a third chance.
Get a second chance. Get a hand up, not a handout in some cases, and there's a lot of things we could do. Early education, K through 12 education's paramount to the recovery of Michigan to start with.
And roads.
And roads. I mean, your property values are affected, the safety issues, it's just on and on and on. And this has been an ongoing process, and we need to invest in our infrastructure.
Well, here's a key, and this is one of the things if my wife says I can run for 63rd.
I hope she says you're okay.
This is a key, okay? Your municipalities, you have fire departments and usually police department. Your police cars are out there driving those roads every day. Their ball joints are getting shot. Shocks, struts, U-joints, whatever. They're all getting shot out there. The individual residents in my township, their cars are getting shot for driving these roads. So you've got to figure out, you got to decide, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to pay to put your car in the shop like I did, that I'm still doing? Like $3,400 so far or whatever. That's the policy I've got that's paying for that. But do you want to keep paying on that? Or do you want to pay to fix the roads? And we're all paying, every one of us.
One way or the other.
We're all one way or the other.
Right. And it's the same with education.
Yep.
You're going to pay on one end or the other. You can pay up front and get a strong public education system, or you can pay on the back end and pay in the judicial system. So I think you invest in the future, invest in the kids, and and our teachers are heroes. They've been attacked quite a bit, especially the public education system. And to me, it's hard for me to meet anybody that their life hasn't been impacted by a public school teacher in a positive way. And I look at my daughter, who's a student at Westlake, and I go out there, and it's impressive. When you go out there and meet these teachers and see what they do, they work at home on their days off, grading papers, they're buying their own supplies in a lot of cases, they stay after school with the kids. It's unbelievable. And I think we need to look at our school teachers, they're heroes, and
put their heart and soul into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Phenomenal. You've got Harper Creek out there, another great school system. We have Lakeview, Battle Creek Central, Penfield, Albion. There's a lot of them. So, of course, I went to Penfield. So,
sorry about that.
Yeah, class of '82. So I'll be out in Penfield quite a bit. We've actually, our family's been out there since the 1800s, and Morgan Road's actually named after my great-grandfather, and Cambley School is his home.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Morgan Road was separated as farm. One side was a horse farm, one side was a dairy farm. So we've been here for a while, and we've watched the roads go downhill since 1892.
But, it took a while to get them down, so it probably, and who knows on that one. It'll take a while to get them back up.
We need a major investment and start hitting it. It's an emergency situation now. Now it's not a nuisance. It's an emergency
Yeah.
situation.
And I think now they got the hot mixes coming out now or something.
Yeah, a couple different. I think we need to invest in our own equipment and give the townships equipment. It should be a continuing process to just keep redoing roads, much like they do in other states.
You know what I'd rather do is I would rather contract out. I don't know if I could handle I don't know where I'd put it.
You could drive the truck.
I did drive a truck once. We had one of our fire trucks that we pulled out of mothballs. It was a 1-ton, and we threw the Boss blade, the dual blade on it, where you can move the blades up. And we had a real bad snowfall, a very, very bad one. And so I grabbed my son. I said, we're going to go plow a couple roads, the local roads. And I did.
Good.
After I think I knocked down 5 or 6 mailboxes, but, you know.
Well, that's what township supervisors do.
I won't tell you what roads.
Yeah.
I was actually going by, and there's this little old lady out front that she saw us go by, and we got the snow actually out of her, because we went by and then it filled up her driveway out with a big pile of snow. So I'm like, I better back up. Yeah, Dad, you better do it and get it. So we cleared it all out for her, and she's waving. But you know,
that's awesome.
I think like I said, the solution is the cooperation with the townships.
Right.
Instead of just bypassing us and telling us what we're going to do or what you're going to do, I think if you want to solve the issue, talk with your townships, and that's how it's going to be solved.
And work together.
Yeah.
Just because you're a Democrat doesn't mean everything the Republicans say is wrong, and just, and vice versa. So you have to be able to work together. And I mean, you're not going to always agree. Nobody's going to agree on everything, but it should be a professional environment. And you got to realize you work for the people. You don't work for a party. Nobody works for a party. I mean, until you realize that one of the biggest honors is to be, you're honored to be the people of Emmett Township thought you were the best person for the job and gave you the
or some of them did.
opportunity. Yeah, some of them are regretting it.
Some of them regretting it when they call every day. My roads. I'm like, guys, I don't have any control of your roads.
Yeah,
but you know.
And there's a lot of other issues. You have veterans issues here in Battle Creek. We're a military town. Some people don't remember, but we have the Fort Custer out there. The Federal Center. We have the Air National Guard base. I was a member of the Air National Guard base for 11 years. So many heroes from our area. So many opportunities for veterans, but we need to continue to fund veterans issues. We need to continue. I hear the cries for small government sometimes. But if you're from Battle Creek, you need to realize a lot of our jobs are government. So really, when you campaign against government, you're campaigning against Battle Creek. And I think we need to protect our jobs at the Federal Center, the VA, the Air National Guard base, and take care of our veterans who fought so hard for us and their families. I mean, families give a lot.
I'd like to.
Kids.
You had mentioned a lot of government jobs. I think the Battle Creek area, I know we have AMSA, which represents the Battle Creek area. We need to have a concerted effort into trying to bring in more jobs. And I think Hettinger kind of hit that when he had talked about that. We need to have a concerted effort to redo the area. Everybody was all in arms about Kellogg's leaving. If you're diversified, just like in a mutual fund or your investments, I'm not going to tell you to stay in one investment and put all my eggs in one basket, Kellogg's or whatever. I'm going to say diversify. So if we have more business here, hey, if they want to leave, well, bummer, whatever. But we've got other jobs here.
Yeah, one door closes, two open.
And that's the whole thing. You got to be optimistic and very, the old adage, look outside of the box, and that's something that, I would like to bring to Emmett Township.
Kellogg's has been great for Battle
they
Creek,
make awesome.
And Post cereals and Ralstons, and we have a lot of, Canadian National Railroad's another one. You could go on and on and on and look at success stories, look at, out in the fort, how many companies are out there, and we have good union companies and we have non-union companies all providing jobs. Instead of beating each other up, we need to bring them all. If it's a union job, come on. If it's non-union, come on. Let's build Battle Creek. And, the consumer, I think the consumer is actually the job creator, because you can give me all the tax breaks I want. If I don't have a consumer to buy my product, I'm not going to add a job. But when you've got consumers out there needing a product, jobs are going to come. So it's kind of a two-way sword. And we have the Chamber of Commerce here that's very strong. Caribbeer does a wonderful job down there. And, many entities in Battle Creek that are trying to, bring us back. So it's just about bringing people together. Let's work together. Let's build Battle Creek back to where it was. Kellogg's, I hope, will be here. They've been a historical part of Battle Creek for sure. We're known worldwide. And there's probably not too many companies like Kellogg's doesn't matter where in the world you go, they love you. I mean, they love Kellogg's. When I was in Desert Storm, you know, you look at cereal boxes, and they all said Battle Creek, Michigan, make you feel like you're back home. You know, and
I remember in the
was a
Marines
big
when I'd
deal.
see that stuff.
Yeah,
It's like
it was
you're
awesome.
like, oh, I feel bad. You know, I feel
Absolutely.
great. Even on MASH, one of the MASH episodes,
Oh, yeah.
they had mentioned Battle Creek, Michigan. So that was kind of neat. But well, yeah. So you're going to run. It seems like some of your issues are going to be roads, education, veterans issues, and jobs. What are some of the other things that you want to work on as well?
Well, we need, you know, I can honestly say I have as many Republican friends, and I respect as many Republicans as Democrats. And, you know, that's not smart to say going into a Democratic primary. I should probably, but it's the truth. And there, you know, Bob Wolf, who was on here, he's pretty independent, and he's a perfect example of what we can be if we don't get so caught up in the negative politics. And as party chair, one of the things, the very first thing we did as a board, and the board did a wonderful job on this, we changed it to where the county party would not endorse in a primary. That's why I thought that was one of the best things we could do, because the people should decide who's their representative, not a party, not a good old boy club, and that's what we've seen in politics for too long. So I was really proud to be part of the board when we did that. And then, as party chair, it probably would strategically would be better going into a Democratic primary for me to stay as the chair and use that. But integrity, you know, I stepped down. So it should be a fair playing field for the candidates. Let the people decide who they feel is the best, and that's the way we go.
Do you have an idea who's going to be the chair after you, or
No, there'll be a special election to replace me, so we'll see.
Okay.
I don't think I'll be voting either way. I'll be neutral. But we've come a long way. The board's done a great job. A lot of people. It's been a good experience.
So with all this, what's your next step?
Well, we'll officially file on Friday, the 19th, or Friday's the 18th, I think.
No, that's Good
18th
Friday.
or
You won't be able
19th.
to file.
We'll be filing either tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah. So after the next week.
So we'll file, and then we'll, you know, I've already announced, so we'll look forward to that. We'll start campaigning door to door very shortly, start hitting some of the issues, hopefully meet with a lot of people, you know, and hear their concerns, because we talk a lot, and once again with Bob Wolf, we talk about national debt issues. Nobody ever talks about personal debt, and there's so many families out there. You as a financial advisor know this probably more than anybody, but the debt that's being incurred by families trying to survive right now is unbelievable. So we need to make it a little better for the people. Property taxes are too high in Michigan, I can tell you that. We're 4th or 5th or something in the country as far as higher property taxes. Seems like every time a politician wants to pass something, it's let's add more onto your property taxes. And they're getting so high that investors, which I invest in properties and rentals, we're pricing renters out of, you know, getting rid of all of our investors because you can't afford it. And we need to bring investors back into Battle Creek in our community. So,
Well, you know, I tell you, Battle Creek also needs more entertainment too.
yeah.
I think that's real important. You know, we need to have a new area where we can start putting some entertainment and redevelop stuff. So, you know, I mean, what do you do in Battle Creek? You know, you can go to Full Blast or go
Right.
to the Binding Park Zoo, and there's trails. The new trail's opening up shortly. I think on the 25th.
Oh, yeah. Well, we used to be the amateur baseball capital of the world, and we've kind of lost that. I mean, we had the minor league, New York Yankees minor league team, single A. We had the Devil Rays here and the Battle Cats, and a very, very strong amateur baseball presence, which brought a lot of money from the outside of Battle Creek in. So we need to get back into that business. We just lost the state championships. I heard they pulled them out and they're moving them to Lansing, which that's a terrible loss. Canadian Nationals moved jobs out. So we need to stop the bleeding and start building.
Well, see, and it's interesting you mentioned that. We need to, like I said, a concerted effort. You need to get people to go out and market companies coming in. I mean, you're talking getting in your car and driving to that business instead of, you know, sitting here and hoping that it's going to come in. And that's the thing for Emmett. I go out and I do that. I go and talk to business owners.
And you do a great job.
You know, I've gotten zero. No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we've done pretty good, and we're, but the number one thing, obviously, is the roads, and then we've got some utility issues, as probably some of the people have read in the paper, with a big sewer line problem that we're
right,
we're
with
attacking.
the casino.
And that looks like that's getting solved pretty quickly, and then we got a $900,000 grant from the feds for looking at our sewer system and updating some things. So we're working hard on grants, trying to get as much as we can, and the farmers market, I'd really like to bring that in.
Well, that'd be great.
The same
City of Springfield has a wonder. I was just out there for the Easter egg hunt, and that was very nice.
Well, we want to upscale them. We're trying.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Texas Township's farmers market, and the exact. I have all the diagrams, and I've got a third of it paid for so far. So I may not be able to go in this year, but we'll be able to get some, maybe phase 1 in, hopefully, if I can beg my board. But
well, we need to get you to run for state rep, because we could work well together, bipartisan.
I tell you what.
Republican, one Democrat.
If I could stay township supervisor and run for state rep, I would do it.
I think it'd be great. I've been impressed on the show with you, and you have your township at heart, and impressive. So, get you to run. We run. Go to Lansing. And
I tell you what, you pay for my campaign.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
Well, I'm looking at the numbers, 10,000 here, 20,000, and
20.
I'd be running against Matern.
Yeah,
Dave Matern, I met him, pretty good
we
guy.
need somebody from Calhoun County.
Yeah, well, they got 55% of the vote. I'd be over there door knocking every day, and I'd come back and I'm back,
Yeah,
But
do it for the people. But, we are at a crossroads. There's no doubt about it. You hear it every election. Everybody says, this is the big one, this is the one that, but I mean, we're seriously getting there. It's a mess. And the infrastructure, education, you can go on and on, veterans issues, military presence, just on and on. And families are suffering. It's time to start working together and bring things back to America.
I agree.
And in Lansing, I don't want to say this totally about Kate, but I doubt very much, and I could be wrong, but she probably never cast a vote that actually flipped a bill one way or the other. She may have, but the odds of casting the deciding vote on a bill in Lansing are slim to none. But being in the community and making a difference here, that's what counts. Your state rep, and what she did was be involved in the community. I want to do the same thing, and I would love to work with you and others.
Maybe you should run for the 63rd instead, and then, then I'll be trying to get some money from you for my road.
But we certainly can make a difference. I'm looking forward to the race. It's a challenge, the commitment with your family. My little daughter will be by my side most of the time.
Yeah.
Yep, she's directing the show, and she'll be out on the campaign trail, and I look forward to meeting a lot of people this year. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for you,
Yep.
and we'll see what this weekend brings for me, and we'll see what the missus says, and she has the purse book. But, but it's great to see that you're running.
Thank you, sir. We've had a great run here, and we'll continue that. And hopefully continue it into Lansing and make a difference.
Sounds like a plan. You want me to close out?
Why
don't you close out? You're Dave. My name's Dave Morgan. I'm running.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to running for the 62nd District and representing Calhoun County, Battle Creek, Albion, and of course my township, Penfield. And I would love your support and look forward to meeting you. Thanks for joining our show again, and God bless.